at the new Comic Haven for
Anthony
selling stuff. This is it.
This is the new
Art and Collectibles.
branded Selling Arrows store.
What
and
is
we're
this
on our
address?
feet.
113?
118.
118, 13, anything on the teens on Fort Lee Road. Anything in the teens, you'll find it. Okay.
So we're excited about it. Now do the theme song, Mike.
Snyder Man, Carbo Man, do whatever a dealer can. Spin a deal any size. You get stuff, they will buy. Look out! Snyder Man. Woo! Comic art, comic books too. They got lots of collectibles, old and new. At the shop or a show or two, got stuff to sell, they'll come to you. Hey there, there's the dealer man. Woo! It's a thrill to buy. I'll need stuff day or night. The expertise is high, but the price
And Mike
is
isn't.
just right. Snyder Man, Carbo Man, friendly neighborhood dealer man. Got the comics you're looking for.
Making you happy is their reward.
Hey there, you got the stuff we wanted. Every day I got it. We got the dollars to go.
Yeah.
And spend it so.
That's Carbo and Anthony's
Yes.
going electric,
We are really
baby.
jazzed.
Going electric from our new location in Leonia, New Jersey. 118 Fort Lee Road under the A&D auto body sign. Boom.
I swear
come
I
on
can see
down.
the people putting their noses up against the window.
Yes.
Lined up.
We will have
selling
people
us
lined
stuff.
up to sell us stuff
And
and,
we're
do
going to
deals.
start it right off with our friend. And got a deal ready to go. Mr. Bott, come on over.
Yeah. Do.
One of our friends from the Wayne, New Jersey TV show, right?
Yes.
I mean, flea market show. How do you turn this thing on? Is it
I
on
think he
already?
does.
Hey,
He turns
there
it
you
on.
go. Okay.
All right, what do you got to sell
No,
us
wait,
here today?
Before we do that, tell us, we were talking, right, about a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You said you liked the show, you were a fan. We said, okay, great.
I really like the show. I think you guys are going to be stars.
And we paid you to say this, right?
Free of charge. I think you're going to do great here at the new location.
There's our change falling
Yeah,
down.
I'm a fan. I looked at stuff on YouTube, a comic book. You guys came up, and now I'm here.
So,
Yeah, so tell us
how
where
did
you're
you
from.
start in comic books? Yeah.
Yeah, tell us where you're from.
So I'm from Israel originally, and I lived all over the world growing up and whatnot. And then
But were comics are constant in your travels and in your childhood?
There's
Your
not
life?
a lot of
I was
comic
more-
books in Israel, if I were
no, so they are.
No,
They
there are. They're,
They are. Yep.
they're
yep,
in
yep.
Israeli
There's actually a Hulk
or
number
in
one.
Hebrew.
A Hulk
Yeah,
number
but
one
they're
in
not
Hebrew.
as prevalent in the
No.
in the
So there was a guy, listen to this
Yeah, yeah.
story. There was a guy in the late 80s that came from South Africa to Israel, bought the rights to Superman, Spider-Man, Hulk, and he took out Hebrew comics. And I have the Spider-Man and Superman.
Oh, really?
But they did pretty well, and now they're really rare. They're rare.
Really?
there's
No, I've
collectors
seen them. I know
Interesting,
this.
okay.
I didn't know this
Does
story.
he still have any of the rights to them?
So he only had them for a few years, and
Oh.
then now he's like working in Australia for like a different company. But it's a nice story, and they're pretty collectible.
Oh, that's pretty
So,
cool.
yeah.
But what
Yeah,
made
that's
you?
cool.
So what made you really enjoy collecting
So I
comic
grew
books?
up-
And you brought some cool
I grew
stuff
up
here.
loving movies. My entire childhood, I saw a lot of movies. You know, played with all the toys growing up, and as I got older, I got into comic books more. You know, whatever I could afford.
What was your favorite movie? Or what is one of your favorite movies going back?
Your age Batman.
Superman, original Superman.
Original Superman.
Richard Donner.
I don't want to tell you what my favorite. It's actually Superman 4, the worst of them all.
The Peace, that has peace in the title, I think,
with
right?
with
Nuclear Man.
Right.
Richard.
No, not Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor
He's
was number
the-
3.
he's
Oh,
number
that was
3.
three.
yeah.
I thought that was the worst.
That was the worst. Superman 4 is thought to be the worst.
Actually,
but
I don't even remember it.
Like number 4. I've
like-
never,
Why
I've
are
not
you
seen
on the
it.
Nuclear Man.
floor?
Because this is the place where you buy your comic
let me
books.
tell you something funny about Superman 4, Nuclear Man. His first appearance in comic books was last week.
Oh,
First-
really?
Superman 2 that just came out. He was never in a comic book before that.
Oh, that's
Wow,
cool.
how interesting.
That's an interesting point.
You know,
So-
I had the Salkinds, the Elia Salkind, at my Elia and his son, I think David Salkind.
That was
Elia?
the original producer.
At my Big Apple once. It
Now,
was really
he was
interesting.
Israeli, right?
Oh yeah. I
Wasn't he
believe
Israeli?
So.
Jewish.
No, maybe
No.
Russian. He was Russian.
A Russian Jew.
Jewish.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't
He's-
from this country originally.
As a matter of
but-
fact, Elia, if you're out there, you talked to me about an idea you had way back then for a superhero for another monster movie, which is really
Okay.
cool. I'd like to follow
Going back-
up on that.
Going back to Israel and comic books, by the way, there is a really big Sabra man. He was like the original
Sabra?
Sabra from the word.
So he's a
S-A-B-R-A.
His powers are
Yeah,
chickpeas.
No. It was more the chickpeas, but yeah.
Chickpeas.
We used to have
Hummus.
chickpea
I
fights
call
in the back of
upon the
Max's
power of
Kansas City.
Hummus.
Those
You
were the
just
days.
Never.
He was like the original Israeli comic book hero, and he's still around. There's
Okay.
some books about him.
All right, so we're looking at some really cool
And
stuff
his
that you brought.
sidekick was PETA.
His side-
Peter
Yeah, okay, so you brought two of the best here. Hulk, the trilogy is Hulk 180, 181, and 182 is the three appearances of Wolverine.
Yep.
He appears in a panel or two
Yep.
in this one.
No, just one.
One panel, right? And
Just
then he
one.
Yeah,
appears
the
in,
last cameo.
and then he just
Last
appears in a panel of this and ends it, right?
And they're just the first page of this.
First
That's
page,
it.
the splash of this one.
Let's
But
look at
it
this.
also, I believe, the Marvel value stamp is in this one.
Yeah, they're
And if
both
it
in
has
both.
the value stamp,
It does.
it's good
It has
because
the
that
value
makes it part of the booklet
Shanna the
that
She-Devil.
you need to create the Marvel stamp book. And by the way, I had a chance to buy one at the show this
Oh, no.
weekend
This is
for
180.
$200 from my friend Jason. Jason, if you're out there, I'll take it for the 200.
Which
Or
one?
maybe it was 250. Marvel value stamp book.
Oh yeah, I wanted to buy that.
Yeah, I saw it on his table. So anyhow, these are pretty cool. There's no 181. Are you saving that for a rainy day?
Saving that for
All right.
children's college.
Now we talked a little about these, and you said that you wanted to separate these and do the Marvels as one lot
I want
and
to
the
do
DC.
Marvels and DC. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I understand that. And of course, here you have Iron Man 55, the first appearance of Thanos.
Yep. And it's still going pretty strong. It's not fading away like a lot of these books have. You know,
I
they
think
go
when the
down a
next
lot.
Avenger movie comes out, when it's the finale, that one's gonna go.
I
Yeah.
actually agree with him because the Marvel superhero universe has been really, really interesting. The way they've kept the whole lexicon of Thanos and the Avengers 3 in the collectors and the mind's eye. I just read something where the two henchmen for Thanos had a piece of cloth that looked exactly like Captain Marvel, the woman, Captain Marvel's uniform, and we're not sure. And it was right there for everyone to see. Easter egg, as the saying goes. And we're not sure whether that meant they went back in time to fight her and she beat them and that's what's left over, or they pulled it off her, or whatever. So the point is they're keeping this whole, and there's fan theories of who died and who's coming back, and they're keeping this whole thing alive, and I'm falling for it full throttle. It's great.
I just rewatched it last week. This week, actually, when it came
You
out.
got the
Blu-ray.
DVD, you got the DVD already. It just
If
came
you
out 2
notice
days ago.
What's special about that movie, that in that movie, Thanos is the star. You know, they
Yeah,
made him-
sure.
Yeah.
That's like-
Absolutely.
And you know another thing about
I
these
agree
Marvel
with that.
movies and why are they so great? It's besides the fact that they created this
Hulk
little
says he's
Marvel,
going to beat
Marvel universe.
Thanos.
It's another quite simple thing. Look at the actors that are playing in every film. They're some of the greatest, coolest actors in
Yeah,
our.
it used to be a part.
In our
You
decades and
were
centuries.
You were considered a very
Michelle
second.
Pfeiffer, one of
Can
my
I
favorites.
talk?
Anytime you want.
No, I can't.
Okay,
I just can't talk.
sign in.
You just
please.
can't.
I want to hear what it's going
Yeah,
to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Well, it used to be that when you did a superhero movie, you were a second or third string actor, and now these A-listers are all wanting to be on the bandwagon, and that's a very cool thing. Very cool thing. Now you can go.
I forget what I was going to say, but
Yeah.
anyhow, this is it, the first thing. And you're right, I think this book is going to keep going up. But since we're buying it, or thinking of buying it, it is lower grade, you understand, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. But this could be pressed. You
Well,
get the iron out
I
and
could
see what you
work
can
on
do.
it.
Okay, and then you got the X-Men Giant Size #1 here.
Which is my favorite book.
And why is
My
it your favorite book?
Why is
Something
And
to
the
do with
best
Las
thing
Vegas.
about Boston last week is that I actually got to meet John Byrne, who did this entire book, and he was
Yes.
awesome. Now, did
And-
he do this, or did Cockrum actually?
is
No,
it your
these are
favorite?
Cockrum pages.
It's Cockrum.
It's Cockrum. I'm wrong. So that wasn't the best thing about
But we
this.
still met John Byrne, and I
Yeah.
got to talk to him a little bit too.
Yeah, and he got to tell you no.
No, he didn't tell me no directly that he doesn't want to come to Big Apple. Not yet. So we're still going to be
I don't
talking
know,
to him.
I think
He didn't
did,
tell me
but,
directly. I actually told him how I thought that, I told him how the X-Men one has been going up in value, and how I always thought that finally now the Fantastic Four #1 is getting its due, and it's rising in value, and it's almost getting to Amazing Fantasy 15 levels.
And they're gonna come into the Disney universe somehow soon. So that's gonna. But why is this your favorite book?
Because I went to when I was 11 years old, I went to the 7-Eleven to buy my new comic books, and I saw this comic book on the twirly rack. Squeak, squeak,
Which you'll be bringing into the store soon, right?
Yes,
A
I have
twirly
them.
rack.
So then I picked it out of the thing, and I'm like, wow, this is so cool. And I took 2 of them. I thought this is going to be a good one, so I took 2 of them.
Okay.
And I still remember that moment in my life, and I still remember that instinct, and it's the same
Speaking of
instinct
comic book racks,
that I make my
we
living
have
on.
something right here that you're never going to see again, in one of the rarest things, okay? We're taking it aside for a second. Look at this. This is the metal rack that, if you were in the stores, take that Batman off for just a second,
No,
pretty
why don't you
please.
just destroy it soon?
This is the metal rack that you would buy your comics. And they weren't in bags. They were loose right here. And this is a little bigger because these comics were thicker. These 1950s Dell comic books were a little bit thicker.
Yeah, I have a
so they had to
selection
fit
of
in
them.
there. And they fit perfectly in these racks. I mean, look how cool this was. And it's metal. This is somewhere between 1952 to 1957.
Yeah.
58.
And
And
the-
these were in the stores.
Yeah, the company would distribute these for free so that
How cool is this original rack?
The drugstores, the Sunday shops, that kind of what else would
neat,
you call
right?
them?
Very cool.
And it's just beginning of all the stuff that we're going to be bringing into the store. And who sold you this rack years ago?
You did.
There you go. Well, we're going to be bringing all original stuff, one-of-a-kind things that you just don't find anywhere. And you're going to be able to come to the store to see that.
Yep.
So there you go.
So I love this thing. That's
May the
why I
rack
brought
force be with us. Okay, now back to the comics. Ta-da. All right, so we're going to go with the Marvels first.
Okay.
All right, the 4 Marvels.
I want to keep it as one lot,
Fine.
and as one lot. You're sitting down. You want to sit down for my price? Or
Yeah, we'll sit down for your price. I'll sit. Yeah, I'll sit down. I'll make believe stool.
For the whole lot, I'm at 1,400.
For that. I thought a little under 1,000 would be about right. Now, Anthony and I can either vie against each other or go in on it directly if you want to, but.
Or I could take it back home.
Or you can
That's
take them
also
back
an
home if
option.
we can't make a deal on that.
That's full retail. I mean, that's what I got. It's a complete retail. Like,
Can we pay 1,000? That's up to you. And this is a cash COD deal, right?
well, how much is the Batman?
Nope, he said he wants to do it separately.
I want to. Maybe
He
we
wants
can
to do
make
it
up some
separately.
ground
No.
with the Batman. You know, it's like
I think you're
sometimes
better
you
off doing it
overpay
separately.
to get the next deal, and the next deal is right in front of us. It's
We
right
want to wait
here.
on that. Let's do it separately.
Close the door.
The Batman, I'm at 1,000.
Okay.
So
Which goes for a lot more, but I'm at 1,000. I'm happy
I
with
think
1,000.
a good deal for both of us would be, and I'm being generous
Okay.
here.
No, I'm listening.
Especially-
1,800.
Well, I can beat 1,800. How about 19?
2250.
2250 is a little too much. You got to give me some room here. And especially wearing a Celtics jersey. I mean, you know, we had such a bad time at the Boston.
I'll go in at 2K.
You want
I'll go in at 2,000 with you.
Yeah?
Let's do it. Yeah, we'll have some fun this weekend if it works. If he wants to do it. And I'll do a bonus.
What bonus?
You saw I had something you liked before, and I'm going to add it to the deal. It's an original Aliens 2 poster. The James Cameron Aliens 2.
Aliens.
That is
Not
a
Aliens
Aliens
2. It
No,
is
it's not.
Aliens. It's
No.
Aliens. Okay, you could say
Alien.
Yeah, but most people, when you say Aliens, won't understand that that's the second Alien
No.
film in the franchise.
Aliens.
So, Aliens or Aliens 2, each one is credible and acceptable. In
While
the
you guys are
lexicon
fighting, you're
of
ruining my
Cameron.
poster.
But there you go. No,
ruin
it's
my
nice shape.
poster.
It's still nice shape.
What do you value
It's
that
actually
at,
really
Mike?
nice shape. It's supposed to be 100 plus. 100-ish.
Seems like that should be a couple $100.
Yeah, but I'm happy to throw it in for our pal here if we want to do it.
At 1,800 in the
cash.
poster?
No, 2,000 cash
18
plus
in
the
the poster.
Nope, 2K cash. You gotta be fair. He's our friend. It's good. He's
Well,
keep running
we're
nice
trying
stuff
to be
for us.
friends here, but I don't know. He
Let's
gave
do
us
it.
a pretty
Come
unfriendly
on, let's
price.
do it. Not at all.
Okay. Now can I talk?
Yes, sir.
I thought you just said okay.
No, he didn't. No, he said, okay, it's his time to talk.
Okay, let me talk. I'm at I was 24. You guys, you want to go 50-50?
Yeah.
We'll do 21 on the poster.
Ugh.
It's a good deal.
I'm fine. Let's
for
do
the
it.
store.
Let's do it.
It's for the store. It's for the new store.
Let's do it. 21 and the new poster. It's our first deal in the new store. It's good luck. 21 is
Get this
blackjack. It's all
graded. It's
good.
gonna sell for 17, so we're good.
There you go. Pay the man, please, sir.
It's
How
good
much
karma.
cash is in this?
It's all cash. You can't hand him all cash.
Yeah, I gotta do
2,100.
I want to write a check.
No, come on, just pay him.
Hulk for great checks.
Oh,
Come on,
I
it's the
need
first time.
cash.
Let's do this.
I want you
Pay
to
the
do
man.
that to my wife with the Hulk and the cat.
Pay
and
the man so
check.
we can get more people to come in here and sell us stuff. Let's
This
go.
is my,
Let's rock.
come on,
Come on, we're moving on here. Let's go. He's a serious customer and a serious
So
friend.
21, and you're giving
21.
him the poster?
I'm giving him the poster.
The poster is because.
Well, who gets it? I'm getting this deal. And
No,
I'm
it's our deal. We're splitting it.
No, then where's your money?
It's coming up.
And
put it
it's
out.
coming up. Yeah.
Yes. Come on, let's do this.
Jamie, hand me my money bag.
Let's
Woo!
go. You got it. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
All right, cool. Now, next time you come on, we have to burn that shirt.
You got the aliens poster. Ah, that's cool. Thank you.
I could burn that shirt if we burn something like.
Excellent.
Can
Our
we-
first deal. It couldn't be any better. Our first deal of the show is.
It's our
Hulk,
first deal
Wolverines,
of the store.
Thanos, X-Men, and Mr. Say it.
That's a nice copy.
Let's have a theme song for Mr. Freeze. Let's have a Batman theme song.
It's not Mr. Freeze. It's Mr. Zero.
Oh, you're right. Duh.
How much am I giving you?
21.
21.
Blackjack.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Whee!
8, 9,
Mr.
10.
Zero. Count out 21 zeros.
Okay, but does anybody have a...
For anybody doing deals on the show for in the future, it's all cash.
Great.
But you have to burn your Boston Celtics shirt or anything related to
No
Boston.
burning allowed.
Patriots
Great.
jerseys.
Next episode, Anthony's gonna do a tattoo of Boston Celtics on his chest.
This
okay?
is right. You want me to double check here? You good?
I'm gonna count it.
Count it right in front. We got it. Great. There you go.
All right, you
Excellent.
get nothing.
That's a 50-50 deal. Thank you very much.
50-50 deal, right.
Okay, great.
I'm missing 300. Just joking.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mr. B.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Guy.
Mr. B, our first deal. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming
And
on.
we talked about you possibly helping us with some promotion and stuff. We would love your
Let me
input.
have the microphone. So I'm actually not as stupid as I look. I'm an
Not at
MBA
all.
student at Rutgers, so I'm kind of I've managed a few large companies and whatnot, but I see a lot of potential with these guys, so I'm gonna try to help them out. I mean,
They've been saying that for 50 years with me.
Yeah.
Especially Anthony. He's got room to grow.
Yeah.
But, okay.
I get traction
you.
with that IQ of mine.
Great. Fabulous.
All
All right,
right.
that was fun.
You can
I
just-
love that.
That's
That's so much
hey,
fun.
We broke our cherry here
Okay, so
at
now-
118. Can you just like let me yell for a
Sure,
minute?
anytime you want.
We broke our cherry here at 118 Fort Lee Road, Leonia, New Jersey. So we want to do more deals from here. That's why we moved here. We're on our feet. We're looking to do.
Sounding like an infomercial.
Yes, we're looking to do deals here, and that's why we want to be. Look, turn around, detail camera guy. Look, you can come right by. Look,
Thank
this
you,
is
Mr.
it.
B.
This is the traffic. You can stop right by and do a deal. No TV studio, no intimidating crew. You just come on by and we do a deal. Yes. Okay, now,
Excellent.
Mike, go.
All right, we're gonna have a teaching moment here, okay? So set your video recorders, whatever you have, or Comcast recorders or whatever it is. This is gonna be a Strange Tales moment, okay? Couple of minutes here. So I'm gonna start to go through all the Marvel comic book series, especially the ones that continued, and all the special, the origin issues and the key issues, and all the special events in each comic series. So I'm starting with Strange Tales. So Strange Tales started in 1951, and it was part of the Atlas Timely World.
What
and
year did your Strange Tales start?
1957.
Okay.
There you go. That was my Strange Tale. So it started from number 1 through 100. Okay, real easy to remember. 1 through 100 are what they call pre-superhero issues. Anthony, how would you describe the word pre-superhero?
These were Strange Tales, Tales to Astonish, Tales of Suspense. What else,
Actually,
Mike?
Strange Tales and Journey into Mystery were the first two in the early 50s.
Journey into Mystery.
Because the other ones didn't start, Suspense and Tales to Astonish didn't start to the late 50s. So
Okay.
the first two are Strange Tales and Journey into Mystery. But what I mean by pre-superhero is, you know, these odd phrases. Look, The Thing, I Am Dragoon, Taboo, The Scarecrow's Grog. These are the good ones when they start Grog, and then Grog returns. Now, one of the key issues in this series is number 89 of Strange Tales, which I've said is a great investment, which is Fing Fang Foom.
Fing Fang Foom.
Okay, first appearance of Fing Fang Foom.
He's the king of the super.
If they don't, go ahead, say it.
He's the king of the Kirby Bigfoot monster era. It's called Kirby Bigfoot monsters because these were all like giant. Look, this Scarecrow's a giant.
You're right, they
this
did have
Grog
Bigfoot.
is a giant.
I never looked at
you know,
that.
this guy's a giant.
Ugh.
All the people are little. Look. This is Godzilla
Zootat.
versus, another one of
The
those
Thing.
monsters. Look, this guy, he's a big
Mothra.
monster.
But this is
this
actually
guy's a big
before
monster. This guy's
Mothra.
a big monster. This guy's
So-
a big monster.
So you have the first 100. So you have 80, 89, which is Fing Fang Foom. And then you have number 97, which is the first Aunt May Ben.
Well, that's a you're talking about prototype
yeah.
issues.
Then
Prototype
there's-
issues are different from just the pre-hero
Right.
monsters.
Okay, prototypes
Okay.
are part of it. I didn't believe in the prototypes so much because when I was selling these in the 70s and 80s, there was nothing to do with prototypes. They were just cool issues. But then all of a sudden, these prototypes, people looked at them and said, "Hey, wait a minute. This looks like Aunt May. This looks like Uncle Ben."
Well, it was
And
Aunt May
they
and Uncle
literally-
Ben
Yeah,
that
it was.
Steve Ditko did in that issue. He used
97
them
Strange
as the
Tales.
humans that were experiencing some alien visitation or whatever. And the other ones, you know, they look very. There was a magician one where the kid looked very similar to Doctor Strange. There was a guy with a face mask
so-
that, you know, was the first Doctor
You'd
Doom.
actually have to go through the comic book price guide. Where's the Overstreet around
Here
here?
it
There
is.
it is. Great. So
This advantage of being on our feet here at the news store.
this is something you want to
Selling
get.
heroes in Leonia.
Okay, the Overstreet price guide. I mean, this tells you everything you want to know. It's got all the artists listed, whose art it was, who did the covers, blah 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 blah, and you know, it'll tell you all the prototypes.
Almost all of these, I can say for
and
a
it's just
fact,
like a dictionary.
were
And
done
it's
by
how I
Jack
learned my
Kirby.
stuff.
These were all done by Jack
So,
Kirby.
One of my favorite stories is Strange Tales number 100, The Man in the Maze. I remember buying this at my Blessed Sacrament second grade bazaar for half price, 6 cents.
And Sister Thomas Ann beat the shit out of you for like
Talking
buying
in
that.
class.
Those things will rot your brain.
Which he did. And this is the coolest story. If you want to read just a great story, The Man in the Crazy Maze. It's got one of those really Twilight Zone endings to it, and it's just really cool. So now 100's important because the next one starts the age of the superheroes. So Journey into Mystery and Strange Tales. Journey into Mystery became Thor. Strange Tales becomes the Human Torch. It continues and extends into Doctor Strange, Shield, and
Well, it
other
doesn't
things,
become
but
the Human Torch, but
the
the
Human Torch
Fantastic
becomes
Four
the
was so
character.
popular
Right.
that they broke off Johnny Storm into a more of a teen appeal book and did him in his solo book as in Strange Tales.
Well said.
And then he was in Coney Island, which
Yeah,
was very
right.
New York centric.
And something interesting about this is not just Coney Island, this was the parachute jump, this was the Lifesaver Pavilion from the 1939 New York World's Fair. This
Okay.
Coney Island parachute jump that they had there for years came from
Okay.
the 39 New York World's Fair and became,
So,
anyhow, it's an iconic.
So they saw Johnny Storm as a young
Brooklyn
teenager, and it could be a
amusement park.
breakout character and carry his own book. So they broke him off into his crossover book in Strange Tales. Now this was Marvel trying to take the superhero thing to the next level because you had to have these imprints to do the heroes in. So they changed. They would do different superheroes in Strange Tales. It wasn't just the
Well, it
FF.
continued, and this is a year after Fantastic Four came out. I believe this is like October of '62. Fantastic Four was the November of '61. That's the first superhero book. So anyhow, Human Torch branched off. This is one of my favorite covers. It's just got the nice panels in it, and it's got the pre-superhero stories, the science fiction story, and your superhero story
And
in it.
does
And
that
it's
have
Jack
Pace
Kirby.
Pot Pete in it?
It's
or
classic
something?
Jack Kirby
Oh,
cover.
The Prisoner of the Wizard.
You know?
Now the Wizard becomes like the Frightful Four. He has Pace Pot Pete, who becomes the Trapster.
Yeah.
And
Real
who
cool
else
stuff.
was in the
Medusa?
Frightful Four? Medusa. Yeah, the Medusa
Gorgon?
and Sandman. Wasn't it?
Sandman, I think so. I
Yeah,
forget
right?
that one. But
issue with the Beatles where they were all...
oh, that's coming up. We
Yeah.
got that here. Okay, so
No, but you got to remember that this was very
Now.
okay. This is the next one. This is the
well,
next
no,
good
no,
one.
no, no, no. The next one is 110.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
in the
that's
Strange
true.
Tales, you have the first appearance of Doctor Strange.
Yes.
So Steve Ditko, who had his success with Spider-Man, okay, created this Doctor Strange character, which, if you look at it, has so many of the stylings of his stories in these free superheroes. You know, I mean, you'll see this character, this Doctor Strange look and face in dozens of the free superheroes that Steve Ditko drew.
Yeah, but the thing about these early appearances, he looks Asian.
uh,
You know, he was like,
yeah.
they hadn't really
He-
fleshed out his whole origin
But
of this.
these are
You
just
know, the first
great,
origin is
great.
later,
The
isn't it?
great,
Mike?
great. The origin comes in the next issue, which is number 115. So
Yeah.
anyhow, 110 is the first Doctor Strange. Then you have 114, which is the first appearance of the reintroduction of Captain America, drawn by Jack Kirby.
Yes, but he's not the Captain America from the 40s because they thought he was dead already. So they hadn't
Cool art,
dreamed
right?
up
Jack
this,
Kirby,
this
Captain America.
re-origin where he's frozen in ice and then he comes back alive, and that's Steve Rogers. So this is a guy that's pretending to be Captain America called the Acrobat.
See?
So
Hold him like
this
a pancake.
doesn't hold the weight that Avengers 4 does.
Okay.
Because Avengers 4 was the first Steve Rogers.
And what's the Captain America theme song? When Captain America throws his mighty
Mighty
shield, all those who chose to
All those
oppose
who
it
oppose it, shield
have
must
to yield, and the
yield.
red and the white and the blue come true when Captain America throws his shield for you, or something to that effect.
Yes.
Okay, so then there's 115, which is the origin of Doctor Strange.
Okay.
And then you start to see, then they start to be, Doctor Strange becomes just as popular as the Human
Yeah.
Torch. And they start to split the
Split the
covers up.
covers.
Okay, so you have, and this was one of my favorites. I remember buying this one on the stand. I can still see the colors. This is 1964, I believe, June of 64. I remember going to the World's Fair, the New York World's Fair, and buying these in the back of my, and reading them in the back of my parents' car on the way. I just love these, and that's the thing about the Marvel comics.
You bought that? You remember
Oh,
buying
sure, I
that?
remember buying this 100%.
Wow, that was
This
close.
is my favorite
That
one.
was a lethal
There you go.
spit that
and I
time.
remember this was the first of the Strange Tales that I started collecting, because then I went backwards and got the rest of them.
No, but June
So-
of 64, you remember
Oh
June
yeah,
of 64?
100%. I remember buying Spidey 14, which I think came out the same month as this one.
I was 6 months old.
Amazing, the Green Goblin first appearance. So anyhow, so Strange Tales started to get really cool. These 120s are very underrated. You got two stories. You got a cool Human Torch, and then the Thing popped in with the Human Torch to be his cohort, his little sidekick
to
kind of.
bump it up a little bit
Yeah.
because
They had a little camaraderie
maybe,
going, which I
maybe-
wish they had done in the movies more. You know, which hopefully they'll do that in the movies coming up. They'll have the two of them because they were kind of buddy-buddy. You know?
Well, I mean, you know, if you really go back and watch those first two FF movies, like Rise of the Silver Surfer, they tried to do that.
Yeah, they tried to do. You're right.
They
and
did
it
try to do it, but it wasn't.
Speaking of the Beatles,
Oh wait, let me get that cord.
it's been a
It's
strange
long
night.
night.
Okay.
And we've been working overtime.
in the store. Okay, so there you go. Strange Tales number 130. Just kind of cool because it has the Beatles. And this book has always been worth like 2, 3, 4, 5 times more than a normal copy. Anything having to do with the Beatles. And I'm sure they didn't pay the Beatles for this.
Oh no! Oh no!
You know, but you put the Beatles in the title in 1964, 65, and it sold just like putting a gorilla on the cover of the DC comics would
Well,
sell
Marvel
twice as
did
much.
this one with the Beetle wigs,
Right.
and then DC did a very famous cover that Neil Adams did of the four
Oh,
Beatles walking down the spooky path, and it's like, which one of them is dead?
Right.
Then that's where the Paul McCartney dead rumor was.
No,
right?
it came originally from the music, from the albums,
Yeah,
from the
but-
Abbey Road album, and
But
then that was.
they did a parody
Oh,
of
they
that.
did a parody of that. No, positively, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
that, so
the Abbey
that
Road.
cover does well too. I always
Abbey
can say
Road.
that. So
That's
what
a
do-
whole
so
show
what
in
are you
itself.
doing?
What's your favorite Beatle albums? Okay, so you continue to have the split up covers, and then you have the last one of Doc Strange and the last Human Torch issue, 134. And I don't know where he goes. He just goes back to the FF. He doesn't go on his solo trips anymore. But about this point, the Fantastic Four starts getting amazing. The stories. This is 1964. The Avengers, the Hulk versus the Thing. All the Fantastic Four stories go good, but. They
Where
now
are you at?
have this cover, which I
Yes.
have loved since, and I've been selling this book literally years after it came out. It was always undervalued, and then about 10 years ago, they decided, okay, this is a really good book too, and this is really going up in value.
Well, now you have the first Shield, and you have Nick Fury, who was the war.
Oh, what a great panel that is.
Yeah, Jack Kirby artist, Dick Ayers.
Yeah.
Now, Jack Kirby invented Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos. He was a Jewish man from the Lower East Side that went to war in World War II to fight Nazis. He was a shooting soldier and has a lot of war stories about killing Nazis. Jack Kirby was in the killing Nazi business, and business was booming.
You know, there's a new movie coming out about Hitler, a plot to kill Hitler and bring him to justice called Operation Finale.
I mean, nobody knows that. I mean, I have a guy that has an interview that he taped with Jack. A really bad video, but I'm trying to get him to give it to me so I can archive it and try to sell it for him. I actually did send you $400, and you never sent them to me.
Be nice.
No, the guy you guys ripped me off.
All right, so we're continuing now with the lexicon of the Strange Tales. So Strange Tales 135. This is another key issue, and the Shield begins. Okay, but you also still have Doctor Strange in the back of the stories. So it's continuing 135, 136, and this is kind of, I don't know, is it James Bond influenced?
Oh, of course,
it's sort of
James
that
Bond
with the jetpacks and all that, but it even gets more James Bond influence when Steranko takes over.
Yeah, but that was the selling point. Jack. Steranko went into Jack's office and he said, well, you know, what do you want me to do? And he's like, well, I got this James Bond character. It's not doing very well. And he goes, that's what I want to do.
Really? That's great.
And that's why Steranko...
Even if it's not true, it's a good story.
No, but it's
I
not...
like it.
What do you mean it's not true?
Well, you never know. You hear all these stories, but who was there to actually tell?
I just heard it from Jim Steranko.
Well, you know, all these guys tell these stories, and what is and what isn't.
Okay,
you know?
I think Jim knows what the story is.
Well, you know, act as if and you become.
When are you going to choose what to act as if of?
But speaking of Steranko, now the next book that becomes important in the series is 151, excuse me, because it's the first Steranko art on the cover and Steranko inside. And it's really, really good. But he didn't hit his stride till a couple of issues later. Oh, by the way, these cartoons were absolutely amazing. This is why I still love Saturday mornings. All I would do was sit there with a bowl of cereal and watch these cartoons. Space Ghost, the Herculoids. I mean, you know, it was wonderful stuff. Frankenstein Jr., it was great stuff. Saturday mornings, nothing better. Why they don't?
Well, the truth of the matter is that it was more known as the Saturday Morning Ghetto, where they relegated cartoons so that they could market, cheap cereals
and toys
and crap toys.
We should do that at Big Apple. I should do a Saturday morning cartoon hour for the first
who's available
9
Saturday
to 10
morning?
o'clock.
It's kids watching TV early because their parents are sleeping in from
having a
Saturday
morning theme song.
Thinking.
Anything will do.
This guy, like, what do you want to da-da-da now?
There you go, see? Sounds good. All right, so now we've got that. Now then you have, at 168, Strange Tales kind of ends, and Doc Strange takes over at 169. I don't have a copy to show you, but this is the last one, 168. 169, Doc Strange becomes the main title. And he carries it through till 179? No, he carries Strange Tales all the way through to 182. Okay, and that's the Doctor Strange issues. They go all the way to 182, and then for some reason Marvel goes back. That's the end of the Strange Tales run.
Yeah,
but for some reason Marvel goes
backwards
and starts again with the 169 issue and starts with Brother Voodoo in the 70s. So there's 2 sections of 169 in the Strange Tales series going forward. And
well, these are ones that
Brother Voodoo is actually starting to get popular. I guess they might be making a series out of him sometime soon.
Well, they kind of used him in Luke Cage series, but they never called him Brother Voodoo. It's a guy that was into voodoo, but they never called him Brother Voodoo.
Okay.
I need to watch that more, but I love this. I used to own this cover. It's Gil Kane and Dan Adkins inked cover.
Oh, really?
It's beautiful. Wow. Absolutely beautiful in person. And so they used Strange Tales as a prototype a title to introduce new characters, and it was Brother Voodoo, but more importantly...
Okay, so when Brother Voodoo ends, then you have the Golem. Comes in for a couple of issues.
Which was just an extension of the Kirby Bigfoot monsters, and he didn't really work. That era had passed.
178 to 181. Dun, da, da, da.
This is the important 3. This is a triplet of these. These are $100 books right here.
Yeah.
And this guy has marked.
Books that were $10 and $15, if that much, 3 years ago.
This is the first Gamora. right? And this is the first string.
No, there's no 178. You don't have that one. It wasn't in your thing.
Yeah, that was what was throwing me off.
By the way, I got these at the last minute. We were shooting here today. We weren't expecting to, but here we are, and we're so happy that we're doing it. I got these from Anthony's warehouse, and it was really, really cool to go through the box and just pull the stuff and pull a nice sampling of Strange Tales or any character that you want from his warehouse to
I
stuff.
I was going to buy all these
No,
from you.
this is all yours already. It's great.
Yeah, that would be funny if you would have
great.
sold them to me again.
It's great.
You've done it before.
Well, there you
sold
go.
me stuff that I already bought. Yes, you have.
There you go. All right, so that's and then Strange Tales ended with those. Then they started, for some reason, Warlock did not sell that well, and
Why
they just
didn't sell that well?
reprinted the Strange Tales again till the end.
That's
and I
not
believe
true.
it was only 4 issues. Oh, they took it off and made him his own series.
Yeah, got him
That's
own
right.
series.
He was
dude.
already
Come
going
on.
in Warlock 9. You're right.
Yeah, they
You're right.
spun him off
Okay.
and he got his own book.
And then you have the end of these. They reprinted Strange Tales. So basically, that's it. Now I have my pick of the week. Or
Pick
the
of the
month.
week.
Okay, now I've
It's
already
not your
talked about
pick of the
Sergeant
day
Fury
where you
number
scratch
1.
your brain.
But here you have Strange Tales had something interesting, which I always loved, the Marvel annuals. Dun, dun, dun. The Marvel annuals, which were really cool. They were a quarter. Regular comics were 12 cents, so we're twice the price plus a penny. Okay?
So,
and they had,
but
this is one
look
of
at
the
this.
first annuals that Marvel ever did, along with the Millie the Model number 1.
Okay.
This is a pre-superhero annual. There's only one of them. There's
Dude,
no
but
other.
this is all reprints, right?
Yes, but it's still one of the coolest books that there is.
Look, I think it just it compiles reprints. It's
No,
like, look,
it's got its original cover. It's super
Nah,
cool.
I
It's a
think it's
number
all
1. It's an
reprints.
annual. It's great.
I think it's all reprints, though, right?
I disagree. A
And then
rare
look
book
at this.
in really great
Get
condition.
a detail shot of this one.
See, I
because-
disagree. I think this is the great one, and this is good.
No.
But this is the one that's gonna really be.
Now, this was original
sought after.
material in this.
The first part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
The first
Okay,
story.
but
which was supposed to be, as I've heard, used in no back cover, NBC.
Wow.
Used in a Fantastic Four issue or something. I believe this was a Fantastic Four issue or something that they hadn't used or weren't using part of the story. The Spider-Man or part of a Spider-Man appearance or something
This
to
is
do.
what favorite thing of mine
Yeah, the coming next issue.
is
the little-
these ads, these house ads that Marvel ran. Like, look at that. That would be
And
a
that's the
great
same-
T-shirt right in itself.
Oh, we should make those. That's
I
the
wanna
same
make
secret
these.
that's the same secret that Marvel has that makes the movie so interesting.
The newest winner, all in the Avengers comics.
You're connecting the dots.
I mean, what year is this?
It's
This is
63.
This is 63. Flash forward to what? 2013, the Avengers?
Was it
the
12?
movie. 12 or 13,
2012 or
right?
13? Sure.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. Okay,
Great
so
stuff.
the thing about this one is Jack Kirby did
Tales
the
Annual.
cover. Jack Kirby was not a good Spider-Man artist, as you can tell.
Yeah,
If
he
I
didn't
had to
do Spot for
chat-
some reason, Jay.
What
Spider-Man
did he
was not
forget?
this. Oh, right.
What did he forget, Mike?
He forgot the spider.
There's no spider on the cover of. It's
great.
I mean, on the front of his
That's our
shirt.
trivia question of the day.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
there
we
it
don't
is.
have a chat today. By next week, we'll
Oh,
have
yeah.
our chat set up, and
By
I'll
the way,
do
if
that.
anyone's chatting or wants to, just send chat us to MikeCarbo@gmail.com or Anthony@AnthonySnyder.com.
Yeah, come by the
And
store
we'll-
and let's do deals.
and
We're here
we'll,
to do deals.
And I'll
all
answer your
the
questions
time.
and all that stuff. So basically, okay, so I think we have a split on this one. Anthony says get Strange Tales Annual 2. I say get Strange Tales Annual 1. I think you can't go wrong with either of those. By the way, you can get low-grade copies of these for 25 to 50 bucks at the conventions. Buy every one that you can find. They're going to be worth 100 bucks. You're just going to put them in a box and put them away. Supply and demand.
Joe
okay.
Kubert.
Art
Joe
World.
Kubert is blessing our store and saying good luck.
Oh, that's great.
My son Jameson went to the Joe Kubert School.
Hey, Jameson.
Yeah. What did you learn at the Joe Kubert School over the summer?
Hello. I learned how to practice drawing feet, like inking, hands, like really basic stuff, but a lot of stuff that is incredibly helpful.
Hey, where's that?
Really?
Where's that,
Just doing hands and feet.
Oh yeah, like any small thing you can practice, it will help you a lot.
And you would spend like hours on each?
Yeah, it like not like on each hand. I'd do like a rough sketch of.
It's got a Beatles wig.
The sun, get it?
Here comes
There
the
you go.
sun.
Nice.
Play it.
That's pretty cool. How long did you? What was it? A couple hours a day? Did you go
3
for?
hours Monday through Friday.
Every 3 hours every day?
Yeah.
Really? That's extensive.
Yeah, it didn't seem that long, honestly.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's
because
really neat.
you're doing something you love and you have a passion for it, and it doesn't seem that long.
Yeah.
Because you got to put the hours in to do well at it, man. Keep getting better at it. I'm proud of you. And I'm so proud of you. I'm going to bestow this upon you and your collection. Good luck, Joe Kubert. That's the namesake of the school you went to, and I hope you want to go there and be a comic book artist and be my prince of my comic kingdom.
Okay, thank you. A
Ah.
lot of responsibilities here.
Are you going back to the Joe Kubert school?
Hard.
Are you going to go back? Are you still in the process of finishing?
I might.
Yeah?
What do you mean you might?
So you
I'm
put
taking
that-
this back.
So put that on your portfolio.
For summer school.
If you go back, they'll love this. It'll be a good
That
conversation piece.
That would be like a blatant lie, and if they didn't recognize what that is, I think they should be fired.
That's great. Here you go. Take that with you. And take the stuff in the back too, quick, before it's gone. Before he figures out what it is. That's great. Okay, super duper. So, by the way, movies of the week. Let's see. There's a big movie that's opening in the next 24 to 48 hours, but I just saw The Meg. It was like a popcorn movie. Sharks and submarines. I thought they missed a few opportunities to really create a ballet with the ballet, like in the Thunderball, James Bond movies with the underwater scenes and that. But it was worth seeing.
I saw trailers for that, and the first thing that popped out at me was the title and how bad the title was.
But you know what it's made? It's named after Megalodon, which is the old prehistoric monster, so to speak. And yeah, I know.
That's
Yeah, but
terrible.
Megalodon
But-
wasn't that big.
But that was it. It was supposed to be a
Megalodon
kind
was
of.
about 40 feet, I think. It was a 40-foot shark, right?
Yeah.
Again,
it wasn't
were you there?
400. No, I've seen all those shows like we were watching today.
Yeah, but still, who's there to tell you if it is or if it isn't?
Yeah, archaeologists to find the bones
I
and
know,
stuff.
those guys. All right. We're
Well-
comic book archaeologists, but yes. You're right, the name was pretty stupid, but that's what worked. I seemed to somehow, the whole parody thing and enjoying
Was it
it,
a
not
parody?
being so serious. It almost parodied itself in some ways. The
Almost?
characters, yeah, almost. It kind of worked.
Kinda works.
It kind of worked. Enough for me to say, yeah, go ahead, go see it for,
Okay.
$12, $14.
Would your car get you to point A to point B if it kinda works? Or would it break down halfway there?
My cars kind of work, and most of the time they get me.
That was funny. Hulk says,
Look, you
"Son's
put all
funny."
this effort into a film, okay, and it doesn't always come up to classic level and perfect level, but I mean, for $14, you're getting $40 million worth of entertainment, and in many ways, that's a great deal and a bargain, in my opinion. You get to sit there, I enjoy the ambiance of the theater, I enjoy sitting behind the blackened
But
screen.
no one enjoys
and
your
turning
ambiance.
and turning off one part of my mind and letting the rest of it, see it.
And then
that's
making
kind of
people
for me
throw you
how
out.
I enjoy it. I did
Tell-
get thrown
tell-
out of
tell
the
him
last
how you got
theater in
thrown out.
Boston.
Here's Mike sneaking
But
in
wait,
the movie segment.
No, I didn't
and how
sneak
he
in.
got
I
thrown
paid
out.
to get in, and they wouldn't let
No,
me in.
yeah, like tell him that why you got
But
thrown
anyhow,
out
you were
this week.
saying
So you said how much was that movie experience worth?
$12, $14,
No, I mean
couple
like,
out.
you said like
It was $40 million. I mean, that's how much it cost them to make the movie. You get $40 million worth of
That's it?
entertainment. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
if you add up the.
I mean, the big
Maybe it was
movies were-
$100 million or so. If you add up all the advertising and stuff they made, it cost
it's
more
not
to
a
make.
movie you're gonna remember next week.
Probably not. That is a key to a fine film. I always think, if you walk out and you remember it, then it was good.
Hey, let's audition for our new sponsor.
Okay, so getting thrown out of the theater, yes. I want to do a shout out to Kate at the Boston Movie Theater down there
Duncan.
somewhere in Boston, Massachusetts. So I went to see The
Boston
Meg,
sucks.
7:30 on Saturday night, and I get there, it was 7:45. The trailers had come on, the movie was started. So by the time I got up there, it was 8 o'clock. I was like a half hour late for the starting of the movie. I hand her my ticket. I do this in New York all the time. I go in. Sometimes I catch the beginning of the movie and I'll stay for it at the end or watch it again and pay again. I've done that. She says, no, you can't go in and see this movie. It's already started. Really? Anyhow, I just left before they threw me out.
Did they throw
And we
you
had
out,
a long
Mike, or
argument.
what?
And I did remember going downstairs and saying that your manager should be fired and everybody clapped. But that's a whole nother story.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So,
All right, so we're going to be at. Hey, we have a new deal walk in.
A
Sir,
new deal.
Dominic, come on, bring
Excellent.
over that box of comics. Hello.
Stick
Bring
around,
over that
Jameson.
box
Maybe
of
you can help
comics.
us grade these comic books.
Yeah. So we have.
Guess. Trunk of a car.
That's fine.
I don't know if I should throw them out.
Oh, come on.
Now come around.
Bring them in. Don't ever throw your comic books out.
Yeah. So this is
Don't ever
Dominic,
throw
my
your
new
comics
landlord.
out.
At
Actually,
the...
that's what made them more valuable. Just people that threw them out.
All right. Okay. We're just gonna have this the talkover show. Okay? Okay, so this is Dominic, my new landlord. Hi, Dominic. Just say hi. He's the owner and proprietor of A&D Auto Body, which my awning still says, but we're going to get that changed as soon as we can. By the time hell freezes over, according to Leonia Burrow, right?
You don't have to speak so loud, you know.
Okay, I'm just trying to like.
I think you might be
All right.
getting picked up on
So
my mic.
you found these in the bottom of a trunk
Yeah, it was in
or
the
something?
trunk of an old car.
Oh, cool. And that's what you do. You fix cars, right?
Sure enough.
Correct.
All right. So,
So
look,
can we make you an offer for the box?
well, let's look at them first. Don't you want to look at them
Anything's
first?
more than I had before.
There you go.
This is all bronze stuff, Mike. You like bronze stuff,
I
don't
love
you?
bronze.
Well, I love bronze because this is stuff I was reading as a kid.
$50 for the box.
I'll take it.
There you go. See? And a cup of coffee. There you go. Great.
Coffee at all.
That's great. Let's do it.
All right. Well, come on down to A&D Auto Body. Get your car fixed.
Give me 25, Anthony.
And
You're in
pick-
for half.
and pick up some beat up bronze age.
Give me 25.
Why? This is my deal. You don't get a
Give me
piece of
25.
this deal. You don't get it. This
Anthony.
is my deal.
Come on.
Uh-oh.
Discourse.
Can I have $25, please? Pay the man.
Dominic, I found a $25 book in here.
He's fine
Look.
with that.
The daughter of Joker. Joker's daughter.
Okay, can we continue with this, please?
Ah, yeah,
Excellent.
sure. Here's a 20.
And a 5.
I don't
All
carry
right, I got
fives,
the rest.
Mike.
Here you go, Dominic. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Great.
I'll see you.
Bring your boxes of comics on.
All right, so next week,
We need more
Dominic,
boxes like that.
Take care.
bring your
Thank you.
baseball cards. You said you had some baseball cards, right?
I'll have it all down here.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
Thank you.
You got
Great.
any Mickey Mantles?
There. I'll take a look.
All right. Thank you, Dominic.
Take care.
Okay, good. We'll split this a little bit later.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Why did
Yeah,
you...
but this is rough condition. It's probably worth $100. These are like dollar books, except for that one. 50-cent dollar books. Okay, great.
What
So
else are we doing?
we're doing whatever you want to do. Are you ready for a deal that I'm going to sell you?
I don't know.
Okay. Did
I
you
like
like
the
these?
Dodgers.
These are kids shirts, okay? Original Brooklyn Dodgers kid shirts. These were sold in the stadium. I got these in Cleveland, and they're really nice condition. Okay?
So if these were superhero shirts, they'd be the same things, right?
No,
I
this
don't
is
know.
1957, 56, 57 is the last year, right before the Dodgers left. 55, 56, 57. It was
Okay.
after they won.
The tags are kind of
I can
cool.
create a little package here. Look, you got the 49 World Series, Dodgers and Yanks.
This is
You've
a family show. Don't talk about your package.
Okay, there you go. You got the National American League World Series. You got this. Two
Now,
Phillies books. If
is
I
it-
charged you $50 a piece for these,
Yeah, please.
what are you kidding? These are from the 40s. Okay, it's a World
Dude.
Series book. If these aren't worth $50, then
No.
nothing is. Okay, and I was going to give you $50 for the pair of these in really nice shape.
Phillies? No thanks.
Phillies yearbooks in super condition. Like anything, condition is the key.
I grew up a Los Angeles Dodgers fan because we were in Vegas. We would get the broadcast from the Los Angeles Dodgers and Vin Scully. So
If
the
you
Dodgers,
wanted a pack, yeah, and what about
the
them?
Dodgers are sentimental favorite.
Well, if you wanted a package, these are what I'd do $500 for the two shirts and this. Okay. So this is a deal of two. If you wanted these, I could do $350 for the pair, which is $175 a piece.
I don't know.
Original Dodgers T-shirts.
I don't know. Those could be $25. They could be
No,
$250. I
I
don't know.
paid $150 a piece for them, but regardless.
Can I have this back?
Okay. Let's see. What else do we have? Comic books. Here you go. You got some baseball cards here. You got a Ripken rookie,
oh my
Ricky
God.
Henderson rookie,
Okay. but-
Kirby Puckett rookie, Don Zimmer, and another Ripken rookie. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Don't you
7,
have to
8.
take me out to the ballpark or
10
something? I'm trying to do a baseball show.
At
here.
$10 a piece, this is like $100. I'll make that 100.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. Don't
Okay, here,
try to
I'll
sell
make this
me
a deal.
this crap.
$600 with those. And I'll throw this in. This is only worth $25 because it's rough shape, but it might be worth 50.
But you're rough shape.
600. Hold on. This is like a 50. It's a gradable book. It's almost $100. Okay. Hold on. We got something else here. Let's see what you got.
What else
Okay,
you
we're gonna
got?
throw this in. This is a bunch. You got one more of those left. That's the last
This
one
is
from that.
Mike's crap deal of the day.
Superman Club.
Superman
Okay.
Club. From what year?
This is the best deal of the day. 1980s. And you got these books.
1980.
Yeah. $50 for that, and I'll throw this in for $50.
$200.
So that's 600, 650 with that.
200.
Okay.
200, Mike. Oh no, I don't want coverless stuff. Come on.
A bunch of Walt Disneys.
Well, I love Donald Duck.
And you got 2 Donald Ducks with the beach party.
Donald Duck Beach Party?
$25.
Nah.
Okay.
You just throw it in. Throw it in.
Throws everything in.
The last but not least.
I had. What's in the box, Mike? We need a What's in the Box theme song. Come on.
Elvis box with the theme song. You can have all of this for $700.
With the Elvis box?
Yeah, with the Elvis box. And it's a set inside.
And all that other stuff.
Fine.
And the 2 statues.
Fine. There you go.
And-
700. That's it. Nope. You can't have the story
And-
go
wait a
to
minute,
comics.
Yes, I can. And your red jacket.
No, the red jacket.
No,
Fine.
I want to buy the
You can
red
have the
jacket.
Steranko 700. That's it.
No, 600.
No.
600.
No.
And I get the Dr. Doom envelope.
You can have
No,
the envelope,
must
but
have
it's
the envelope.
700. There you
Marvel
go.
stationery.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 7.
Nah,
That deal is
6.
no. You already said 7, but if we're not, we can take it back.
Take it back. No.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good
Come
at
on.
7.
We got to do some good kind of deal on
Okay.
our first, in our Virgin tour.
Okay. I think we have a buyer for some of this stuff already in the room. We have some of our fans that are out there. All right.
All right, well, wait a minute. It's 6 o'clock, so we want to take this moment to, to state the obvious that Sharon isn't here today. She's home taking care of her father, his grandpa, my father-in-law, who had to have an emergency surgery. And, we wish them the best, him the best at getting better. And we have a Sharon's Cosplay Corner that we wanted to go back to in the studio. Can we go to that now?
We might be able to.
And, Sharon, I love you. Thank you so much for everything you do. And, I hope and pray you get through this okay.
Love you, Mom.
My best to you too, Sharon.
Hi everybody, we're at the San Diego Comic-Con and check out this cosplay. This is the most amazing costume I've ever seen. Wow, Little Shop of Horrors. How did you do this?
Well, we started with foam floor mats, and then we made the shape. We covered it with a blanket and Mod Podge, and then we just spent a lot of time painting it green.
Wow, is it comfortable in there?
It's warm. It's warm.
Today it feels hotter
Yeah.
to me too, just
Yeah.
generally. But wow, that's amazing. Let me see, let me check out. Look at the detail, holy macaronis. There's like little vines going out of here. How long did it take to make it? About a month.
It was about a month, yeah.
That is incredible. Can you do a 360 for me? Do a turn? I know it's hard and tight. Very cool! Incredible! Are you having fun at the con? Loads! Loads of fun, she said. That's great. Wow, is it hard to get in there?
Not really. I mean, it's all foam, so it just slides in and off.
Okay, cool. Are you collectors of anything?
Star Wars toys.
Star Wars? Oh, I love Star Wars too, yeah. It's the best.
Yeah, so we came here. We've gotten our share of everything we can't afford anyway, but we needed it, so.
That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for stopping to talk to me. I appreciate it. And you're watching Selling Heroes. Bye, everybody.
Yay!
Welcome back.
Thank you, Sharon. And we had to get you in on something. And hope you feel better. And we're going to move on to fun stuff now. So, Mike, do you see anything on the racks that you want to buy?
Yeah, I want to buy everything, but this is a retail
we got
store.
a Black
so.
Panther one. We got wall.
How about this rack? I'll buy this rack back.
Okay, the rack back?
Yes.
Would you sell it to me for $1,000?
At least 1,000. Yes.
1,200 cash.
Really?
But I want it for the store. What are we doing?
1,200. I think I'll take it.
Nah, I don't want to sell it for
Oh,
$1,200.
jeez. How about that? Listen, I think we're coming down to the end of things here. I'd like to talk about
Why?
what we're doing this weekend and what we've got going on.
We don't want to look around the store some more?
We're gonna have a
All
lot
right,
of time to look around the store. A lot of time to do deals.
Okay, so to recap what's gone on today, we've done our first deals at 118 Fort Lee Road in Leonia. And me and Mike have broken the ice with our deals doing here. And we want you to come down, very accessible space, and do deals with us while we're shooting. So we're gonna be doing it on Wednesdays. We're gonna be at 5 o'clock, and we welcome everybody to come down and be a part of our show.
Yeah, next week's show, I don't know if it's going to be a bunch of videos or a combination of the store or not, because I'm heading to Chicago, or I may be doing a Skype with you from Chicago.
Okay.
Because I'm going to the Wizard Show, so I'll be doing probably a Skype with you from on the road.
Oh, yeah,
and
they
we'll work
start
that out.
on Wednesday,
yeah,
right,
well,
that show?
it starts Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday show, but it'll start on Wednesday, and I'll be there buying my butt off. This weekend we're going to Mohegan Sun, but we're only
Mohegan Sun.
gambling on comic books.
Yeah, no, I'd gamble. I actually won the poker
Yeah,
tournament
you were in a
last
bad
year.
mood this weekend
Yeah.
because you started off with a negative gambling.
Oh, that's true. I blew like 2,000 in Foxwoods. Boo, Foxwoods.
Yes, but we're going to
Boo.
Mohegan Sun and we have Terrific Con, which we want to do a shout out to Terrific Con. Come down and say hello to us. Tell us what you want to see on the show. Blah blah blah.
And Adam, are you going to be there Friday?
Friday.
Okay, so we're going to try to do so. We are going to do live streaming show Friday.
Friday, yep.
Okay, yeah. All right, cool.
We'll probably
All right.
re-show that on the Wednesday, depending upon how we have it. If you want, we can do it straight from the
No,
store.
it's live streaming.
Okay, so there you go.
So if you're going to be attendees at the Mohegan Sun show, if you're going to be there and want to be on the show, we're going to try to get off and do it around 5 or so.
And come down and I'll have a free toy for you guys too.
So we'll be doing it from our booth, you know, the Mike Carbonaro and Anthony's comic book art booth.
We got a box of toys. I'll be giving this stuff away to you guys. So just come on down and say
because
Selling Heroes, you get a free toy.
Selling Heroes. I watch Selling
On
Heroes
Friday.
get a free toy.
There you go. That's good enough. And
So,
in the next few weeks, I want to talk to you as we did with the Strange Tales. I'm going to give you a complete rundown on the Tales to Astonish and the Tales of Suspense and how they started from pre-superheroes and turned into the superheroes, which
Can
we
I
love.
have a teaching moment? I just want to show
Yes,
one thing.
please.
This is some stuff I organized from a deal. It's all John Buscema art. And this guy is my favorite guy in the history of comics. Look at this guy. This is just some doodles, man.
So you
Look at
like
this.
John Buscema as much as you would say Jack Kirby?
No, I like him more, actually.
Really? Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think this guy was the hand of God and Michelangelo and all, and Leonardo da Vinci all rolled up into one guy that was working in the 60s and 70s.
Didn't Buscema deal the Silver Surfer? Wasn't
Yes.
weren't they all his? Is that #1 cover, a John Buscema
Yes,
cover?
of course
That's
it is.
absolutely one of the most classic covers in the comic book industry, #1 and #4.
Well, #4, I saw the #4 in LA. The collector that bought the #4.
We need a theme song for that.
Had
Surfer
it
4. Da-da-da-da. Versus
So
Thor.
these are doodle sheets, basically. What he would
Surfer
warm up with
versus Thor.
before he did a page. Sometimes the published page is on the back of it, but these are just this. I love that stuff. And then these are published Wolverine pages, and this is a bunch of doodles.
So can we go back? I really
Punisher.
like this. That's
Yeah,
awesome,
right?
right? That has that look, that real. This is early on, isn't it? Is it an early piece of his
Well,
art?
I would say this is right at 70, I would say, or 68.
I don't know what Buscema's first stuff was. I think the Surfer was right up there, but he had,
Well, no, he was working twice up
he was doing
Avengers stuff.
suspense. Did he do suspense?
Yeah, he did some
Astonish.
Astonished,
Some
maybe,
of the
yeah.
Hulk stuff. No, with the Severin,
Yeah.
some of that. Yeah.
Do you think you would like that piece more if the Hulk was finished inking, or?
Well, see, that's what I like about it. It's the unfinishedness. It's the, Picasso said a
Look at
painting
those feet.
was a series of destructions, not constructions. Like every time you touched it, you destroyed what it was, and it became something different. And this is just cool.
That's a really cool phrase.
And this is just
Did they tell you things like that in school, Jameson?
no. He has to learn these things from his dad.
Teacher, but he had a lot of good advice.
Look at this chick.
That's a great.
Look at that.
That's great. Could you say that again? It's a series of.
destructions, not constructions, because
I
every
live
time
my
you
life
touch-
like that in many ways.
Yeah, you destroy everything as you go along.
There you go.
Yeah.
The ultimate creator, my Carbonaro.
Yeah, he's the destructionator. Oh, this one's really cool because I remember it had.
Oh, that's right.
Great-
So Conan is one of Buscema's really
yeah,
classic.
Yeah. He did.
He just
didn't
did
like
Conan
to do
ad
superheroes
infinitum.
so much.
There's so much Conan that
Yeah,
Buscema
there's a
did.
lot of Conan art out there.
insane.
But you get these pages that have these. Here's a history of the language of the great apes. Wait a minute.
What is
I
that
don't
from?
know.
Is that Buscema?
But it has. I don't know. Yeah, that's John.
It's like a backup page to. Oh, it's Tarzan. It's in Tarzan.
Oh, it's in Tarzan. Yeah.
The Marvel Tarzan. Oh, that's really cool.
And this is
1977.
Some Thor pages. Oh, these are really cool. Mike, look at these
How
and
much
tell
is
me what
that?
this. Tell me what those are.
These are
These are-
origin of
No,
Conan
of
something
what?
pages.
Yeah, from. This is the movie adaptation. See,
Oh, really?
James Earl Jones.
Ah, you know, I've never watched the Conan movie
Oh
from
my
beginning
God!
to end.
Please, escort
Now-
this guy out.
John
You have
Milius.
lost your superhero carrying
Oh
card.
God, I've never watched the Conan
Okay.
movie, the first
So
one.
this is where James Earl Jones comes into his village and kills everybody, and then takes Conan out and puts him on the wheel of doom, and that's where he becomes like the super muscular guy and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then this page is where he's
Are these all for sale?
making love to the witch, and she turns from the hot girl to the witch, and he has to kill her.
Oh, that's a great page. Look
Right?
at that. How much
Yeah.
does that go for?
$1,200.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So.
So these are all 500 to 1,000 bucks or more.
Yes. Wolverine, Conan.
Well, that's
with the
nice.
hot
Look at the
girl.
shading on that.
Yeah, this is from
Now,
the black
what is
and
that
white.
when they do the brown, the
Well,
toning?
yeah, that's from the black and white magazine. So they were doing finished black and white art for the magazine. So they used this Zipatones. and-
Zipatone, please. We'll have a Zipatone
Do you have a Zipatone, musical director?
Zipatone, my world is full of colors, but I'm closer to Zipatone.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
almost
Zippy.
home.
All right, so this is Sal Buscema, his younger brother, who's actually still alive. John unfortunately died of stomach cancer, early 2000s, I think. This is cool because it's a Bernie Wrightson skull, but it has a note on it that he did it for Thomas Jane. Devil's Commandos, a movie concept by Thomas Jane. Now, Thomas Jane is connected to the Marvel Universe. How?
Punisher.
He was a Punisher, yes. So he was the second
Actor
Punisher.
played the Punisher.
Yeah. Dolph Lundgren was the first, and then he was
Right.
the second, right? So Thomas Jane came to my table a few times and at shows when he
I
was...
had about Sal Buscema in the basement of the church and at my national show. Oh, by the way, Big Apple moment. I hope by next week we'll have an announcement. A big celebrity that will be
Big
announcing
celebrity,
will be coming.
one of my
Super
favorite
big.
guys of all
Can't
time.
say it.
Why
Okay,
not?
because it's not the ink ain't dry yet on the
I thought you
contract.
signed the
Okay,
thing.
I'm waiting for that to happen. So
So this is actually it's not John Buscema, but it's John Romita Jr. and it's Planet Hulk versus Asgardian, and more doodle pages that I'll never part with unless you come up with, bucks. Look at this.
now this is for sale though. You'll have this at the show.
yeah, this is
Terrific Con.
inventory that I've
This will be a terrific con
Yes.
for perusing and schmoozing
schmoozing, yes.
and spending.
perusing and schmoozing.
Perusing, schmoozing.
I have the John
Oh,
Buscema book.
Walk a while with
John,
me.
Eric Larson, John Romita Sr. sketch.
What better to look at John Buscema art and listen to Led Zeppelin in the background?
Who is that guy?
That's Savage Dragon.
Music to look at art by.
Even his light sketches are just amazing.
Yeah, they really are nice. You know what? Having listened to you and looked at this, I have a little deeper appreciation for Buscema.
Yeah, I love John. I mean, John and Neil Adams' classic work. Those are my two favorites. Now, this is Von Baudet. This is stuff that actually...
I like Baudet.
Yeah, it's published and
I
David
love Baudet
Finch,
art. That's nice.
some
How much
better
does that
stuff.
go for?
$1,200.
Really? You
That's
have
my
some really
number of
nice
the day.
Baudet art that I sold you. You have a really nice piece. That Baudet art.
Yeah.
Does he still have that?
Yeah, I still have that.
Let's do a Baudet. Mark Baudet, the son of Von Baudet, will be at the Big Apple coming up March 9th and 10th, same weekend that the Captain Marvel movie opens up.
This is cool because it's from the Dark Knight series that just recently came out.
What's wrong with this picture?
Yeah, there's like 10 Batmans. That's what's cool.
All have guns.
Guns.
Each one.
Yeah, so that's just some
All right.
better stuff from that collection that I got in Queens. And I hope that his project, his restaurant project is going well. He's financing his restaurant with what he sold me. And then there was another collection I got.
And we showed this last week, and I'm surprised
Did
we
we?
had this in Boston and nobody bought this. And I'm quite
this
surprised.
is so beautiful.
Okay, somebody should step up to the plate and buy this. I actually offered you what you wanted to sell it for last week, but you decided to change your mind on that price.
$4,500.
Yeah, I offered you 35.
I'm gonna hold out
Yep.
because
Yep.
it's just too beautiful.
It's really amazing.
Okay. I did show
So-
this last week, so I'll put this
All
away.
right, so look, come to the Terrific Con. Thank you everybody for watching our show here at Leonia.
The
Anthony's Art
Selling
Collectibles.
Heroes the store. Selling Heroes the store. Yes.
And thank you, Chris,
Chris, and thank you,
for the magical
Jameson.
mystery musical interlude.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for all
Our
your
music, our
guitars.
living
Yes.
soundtrack, Chris Bomarini, who's available for gigs. I'm his agent. If you want to book through me, he's $300 for 3 hours.
All right, guys. Thank you all for watching Selling Heroes, and we'll see you again next week and at the shows. Yeehaw!
And Mr. Heagle, get well. All right, Sharon, feel better.
Super.